Deon and Marine are building their tiny house on wheels in Sydney in Australia. In this interview, I get to ask them what it's been like to take on this tiny house build, in the hopes of giving you a detailed insight on what it's really like to build a tiny house on wheels in Australia. I'm Shannon Schultz from Fred's Tiny Houses, and I really hope that by sharing these stories, you get some insight that will help you on your tiny house journey. Stay with us. Thanks so much, Deon and Marine, for joining us to show us your tiny house. Can you tell me what you're up to at the moment in your build?
Currently, we're trying to finish off the bathroom. So we're trying to do the bathroom wall lining.
We're really trying to do as much as we can inside. Still a lot of things to do, but the outside is pretty much done. We still have a few little things like setting up the water tank properly and do the landscaping a little bit, but otherwise we're trying to work hard to finish the inside so we can start moving in quite soon. So, but we're not building every day, so it's obviously a bit of a slow progress, but we're still, getting there.
So it sounds like you've got a site that you're pretty settled on.
Yeah. So we spent months looking for a place through when COVID was happening, so it was very difficult. We didn't get a single response. And actually Marine put up an ad on Gumtree and someone locally contacted us. I think he was bored and he's always on Gumtree looking for stuff, and he's like, oh, this is interesting. So he gave us a call and we met them, and they're wonderful, and they offered their spot, which is in Northern Beaches of Sydney, and it's just quiet, beautiful bushland. So
we got really so lucky because, when I posted the ad, I actually got a few messages, but it was a lot in country New South Wales. So it was really out of Sydney, and quite a few people who were interested. So that was really great to see. And we even considered Central Coast, which is...
we're about to move out of Sydney. We're like,
an hour north of Sydney. Yeah, because we couldn't find anything. It's really hard. Sydney. So when this our landlord contacted us, it was really exciting. And straight away we... Got along really well, and they're really amazing people. So it was just perfect. So very lucky.
It's such a nice place.
What's the cladding that you've used on the outside of the tiny house?
It's called shadow clad. It's basically a grooved plywood. It comes primed with the anti-mold and anti-termite sort of spray on it.
Yeah. So we painted it grey, which is like a grey Salinger, I think the colour. So it was a lot of painting to do on the cladding, and we waterproofed the other side as well, just to make sure that if there's humidity or anything, it wouldn't be an issue. So it's been really good so far. Because it's been raining so much though, there's a little bit of mold, but I think we can just get rid of it easily, hopefully. So
the shadow clad's a little bit more expensive than like a steel, but we didn't really want it to look like a tin shed. That's why we went with shadow clad. Yeah, it looks housey. It's nice. Yeah. And what about its weight? I imagine it would be pretty lightweight for what it is. Shadow clad? It's heavier than steel. Steel, I think, may have been a bit lighter. Yeah. I think it was 9 kilograms a metre square, I think, or something.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Whereas steel, I think, is 4, so...
It was a little bit heavier, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Oh, that's nearly double.
Yeah, almost. Double. Don't quote those numbers, I'm not sure.
All right. Well, how are you going with managing the weight of the tiny house?
Before we moved to this location, we got a portable weigh station guy that came out and measured it.
We were at 3 tons, I think.
Yeah, just at 3 ton or just under 3 ton.
Yeah.
And then we were kind of weighing everything that goes in after that. So
yeah. So we probably won't make the 3.5. We're probably going to be over 3.5, but we shouldn't be more than 4.5. So I think we'll be pretty good.
It's going to be just over 4 ton.
That's great, because then you've got a couple 100 kilos worth of stuff that you can transport in it.
That's right. Yeah,
exactly. It's always stressful, the weight part.
It is. Yeah, but I think that more and more we're seeing that you've got a 7.2 metre tiny house, and I think that is a completely achievable under 4.5 ton tiny house. You're not making every decision based on weight.
It adds up very quickly.
Yeah.
Crazy.
You have to be really careful.
Yeah, even just
put in 2,000 nails.
Oh,
yeah. So you think about the weight of that. Just 2,000 nails in the cladding alone.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
That is a lot.
Yeah.
More and more I just hear that people just, get to, as you do, and get to a certain point and then just do everything by weight or just weigh everything before you put it in.
Yeah. We're trying to, but we probably forgot to weigh a few things.
Yeah, we've lost a bit of track on it, but it's okay. We know it's under.
Yeah, we know it's under.
But there's a weighbridge just down the road as well.
Yeah.
At the tip. So if we just go through there, they'll let us weigh it.
Yeah, that's great. How have you gone with towing it so far?
That's good.
When it was at 3 ton, it wasn't a problem. We had a friend that had a ute that we could do it.
Yeah.
However, I had to move it recently just to do the leveling underneath it, and it was with a car that's not rated for 4.5. It was, I think, rated at 3 or a little bit under, and it was starting to slide a little bit. So it's starting to get to the point where we can't tow it without we need a truck.
A proper truck,
Yeah.
Well, when we moved it, it was pretty easy, and it was only a 15-minute drive, so that was okay. We were lucky that it wasn't too far.
Yeah.
But if we need to move it again, we definitely need to have a proper truck. It's definitely if you would want to travel with this tiny house, it's not the size is probably too big to move it regularly.
No, it's not. It's not made for traveling.
It's not made for traveling.
You stay still. It's just literally you put wheels on it to get around council regulations. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And then if you need to take it with you, it's not going to break.
Exactly. Yeah.
No, exactly.
Yeah, that's cool. When did you start building?
I think February
last year.
2020. Drove down to you in December 2019. Yeah, we parked it at a location we had at the time.
Yeah. But
that fell through, so we didn't get to start building then.
They changed their mind.
They changed their mind as we were starting to build, but that's okay. And then, we started in February, I think, 2020.
Yeah, February.
Yeah. And then we had another location, but we had to move as well.
They sold the land, so we had to move it again.
Yeah, so we moved a few times.
It doesn't go according to plan, does it, all the time?
Yeah, so then it puts you off for a couple of weeks while you're working out land and resources and stuff.
Yeah.
And then lots of rain. And it gives you another week or so.
Yeah.
You get so many delays. Yeah, so we've been building for about...
more than a year now.
More than a year.
Yeah.
Mostly part-time.
We didn't think it would take that long. I think we thought that in a year's time or a little bit less we would already be living in it. But obviously, I think because we're working on it part-time, we realized that there's actually a lot more to do to the tiny house, and it's hard to sometimes you have to stop for a week or two, and then you have to restart, and then you have to get into rhythm again, and you have to solve a lot of different problems as well because it's not a standard house. So taking a bit longer than we thought, but I think we're going towards the end now, so that should be good.
Yeah, it certainly looks like you just have those sort of finishing things to do, like the kitchen and the bathroom, and then it actually looks pretty well done.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Just the bathroom walls, for instance, when we put the frame up, I knew it was a little bit out in some areas. I'm like, oh, it'll be right. And I'm thinking to myself, maybe it'll bite me later. I'm like, no, it'll be right. But now it's putting the bathroom wall in. It's it's not quite lining up. And I'm like, yeah, that was my fault from the beginning. It's taking us longer to do the bathroom wall because of a mistake I made in, I don't know, March last year. So
yeah, when you were just starting. Yeah, it's hard. And that's really a carpenter's bread and butter, isn't it? Making a wall that's not straight look straight.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's crazy, yeah. And everything is custom in a tiny house. It's not like a house where you have standards. You can try to keep the standards, but because it's smaller scale and you try to make it super practical in all the areas, then you have to really do a lot of custom fittings, and that takes longer, I think. So.
And costs more.
It
does, yeah. And it can be harder to source the things. Like, what have you had to make custom?
Everything. So when we built the frames, for instance, I didn't realize that some companies do standard size windows that you could just buy. So when I did the openings for the windows, we based it off, we had some salvaged windows, so we based it off that.
Yeah.
And then we went to buy some windows for it. They're like, oh, these are all custom sizes, so it's going to cost this much more to make all these windows. And I'm like, oh, all right, okay. We were just looking at a shower screen. If you wanted to get a custom shower screen, a standard one, they're all like 2 meters or 2.1, whereas our loft area is 1.9. So
under the loft,
it all has to be specially cut or made for it. So just
little things like
that.
And it adds up.
Yeah, it just means that Bunnings just can't help you in some situations. You do have to go and get it made.
Oh, and the door of the bathroom?
The bathroom sliding door. Yeah. It took us 2 months to deal with a certain hardware.
Yeah.
Because they've never dealt with this is the height that you have to build the door into. It's usually what is the height of like the actual door. So they couldn't understand the measurements that I've given them to try and get the height plus the frame. Yeah. So it took for ages. I went to another hardware and they knew exactly what I was talking about straight away. And they said, oh, you need this much gap above your door before you hit the roof. And I'm like, oh, that's what I've been trying to order the door to. And then they said, you just order this. And I'm like, because they don't normally have height issues in normal houses. So
no, everything's standardized and you're actually not allowed to go lower than that because it's not an official door. So if you haven't met that customization in that dimension before, it's hard to get past your training, So how's it been as a building experience, like between you two?
Been a lot of pressure, I guess. A lot of it's the management and things are on me because I think Marine doesn't know how to build everything, obviously, and neither do I, for that matter. So there's a lot of learning on the way. It's been, very steep learning curve, but certainly enjoyed it.
Yeah, I knew absolutely nothing about building before, so I love painting and know how to paint anything, but that was kind of it. So I'm not I can learn quickly, but I didn't know anything. Lucky Deon knows a lot about handy things and building and making things, and I think your engineering background helped a lot as well. So obviously he has to take the lead on a lot of things, which is a bit hard sometimes because I wish I could take the load off Deon, but I can't because I don't know where to start, and even if I learn it'll be really hard and slow and I make mistakes and stuff. So I think that's the hardest thing, is that a lot was on you. I mean, is still on you for the build.
Yeah. With the design, I got a model from Fred originally, and based on that model is how I based the design. So I just took the basic techniques and how he put things together, which is like the skin on the outside and also how he did the roof. And based on that design, I copied the same principle and then I applied that to this. And then I got that signed off by an architect here.
Oh, you did? Okay.
And so I got it all before we put up the frame, so I got them all signed off by an architect. Also because the insurance company at the time said that you need everything signed off by a plumber, electrician, architect before they'll even give us insurance. So.
Okay, so were they conceptualising it as a house on foundations rather than a vehicle?
I don't think they knew. They just needed somebody else. They needed somebody with a license to take responsibility for it. They're like, oh, it needs to be designed to the standard, except there is no standard for tiny houses. So I don't think they knew exactly what they wanted to insure it to, but at the time. But at the moment, we've got it insured through another company and they didn't require any sort of sign-off.
Which is the company that insures your house?
Yui?
Yeah, Yui's insuring it now, I think.
Okay, great. Because I think that CIL does it, but they require it to be made by a registered builder of houses on foundations.
Yeah, correct. Or equivalent sign-off. So that's what I was lining it all up to be signed off by an architect or would say, yes, this is built to an acceptable standard.
Yeah.
As well as electrician sign off that all of his work is done, as well as the plumber sign off, and then they would have accepted that. You've just gone, oh, you've got a tiny house on a trailer, fantastic. If it's not finished, they've insured it as a trailer until it's finished. And then they probably want some photos and stuff, but they don't need it to be signed off.
Fantastic. Oh, well, people would be happy to hear that they're open to it, because that can be a real sticking point, particularly for DIY builders when they haven't got a registration for building.
Yeah.
So what was the sign-off process like, just to drill down a little bit on that architect, for example? What was required from you for that?
So I gave him structural drawings of the frame, how it's attached to the trailer, how the windows are done, how the doors are done, just how to stop it from moving this way. He kind of checked it and goes, yeah, look, this is good. He also checked that all the joins, like on the roof, what sort of join you've used, a metal bit, and what screws have gone through, and how thick your wood is, and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Came out and inspected it a few times. Once I finished the roof structure, he came out and just inspected it and goes, yep, okay, good. He took lots of photos. And then, he'll sign a document for us that will say this is built to an acceptable standard based on, I guess, his experience. And that was what I believe was enough for the CIL insurance company. So.
Great. Okay. Mm-hmm. It's such a tricky thing, I think, for people, who are operating a bureaucratic function, essentially, within a company like an insurance company, because they're having to make decisions on tiny houses that are on wheels, which are vehicles, but all of their references are for a building industry that's based on foundations.
Yeah.
So I think it gets very confused very quickly, and it can be it's sort of an impossible situation to put somebody in. So they go to what they've got, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's a standard.
Yeah, I think there's some standards missing about building tiny houses and how to do them correctly. But I mean, this will come through the experience. Certainly seen like other tiny houses that are designed by actual tiny house builders that aren't as structurally strong as the design that we've done, for instance. And it's like, well, where do you draw the line? I mean, theirs is probably acceptable as well, but I don't know.
Yeah, I guess it just depends on, it's your tiny house and you're the builder and you're the one who's going to be towing it and receiving it at the other end of the towing, and, what are you comfortable with? What appetite for risk do you have?
Exactly, yeah.
And can you tell us a bit, Deon, about your engineering background? Because we mentioned engineering before, but, there's such a thing as software engineers and civil. And, can you just tell us a bit about what you bring to the build so we have an idea?
Well, I'm not like a structural engineer. I'm actually an acoustician, so it's more acoustics and physics. But I guess mostly the experience for me is mostly hands-on experience. So I've been like fixing and building things my entire life, mostly mechanics, cars, and just building random stuff. So that's probably where I've drawn most of my experience from. Like my family around me, my parents and my uncles, they're always the same sort of thing. They're always fixing things or, repairing or building stuff. So yeah, that's where I got all my experience from.
It wasn't like a 90% learning curve.
I wouldn't say 90%, no. Everything's very simple. If you break it all down into little parts, it's like, okay, how do I do this? People do it, so it's definitely possible. How have they done it? You look at how they've done it and apply that to our situation. You're like, oh, okay, well, our trailer's a little bit taller or something, so you just have to build it this way.
I had a supervisor once, and she said that a 30% learning curve is a reasonable amount to manage, but beyond that, maybe don't go there.
It doesn't seem much.
No,
I don't know. I think we've gone way over.
I think building a tiny house, it was a very steep learning curve.
Yeah, it was steep.
But yeah, literally, if you break everything down little bits, it's not that bad.
I think it's just the amount of different tasks you need to do might be overwhelming. So you say if you break it down to like manageable priority tasks, then that's seems a bit more manageable in the long run.
I guess the one thing that's gotten me a few times is what comes with experience is knowing that if you build this, you can't do that until you've done this, and this. Yeah. It's like they all need to be done in a certain way.
Yeah.
And if you don't look ahead like 3, 4, 10, 20 steps, you can run into trouble. And then you have to go back a little bit, fix something and come back.
You mentioned the height of your trailer before. What is the height of your house?
4.3. Yeah. And it's possible that the skylight may be a couple centimetres over that. So we're not sure because it's very difficult to measure the height without any special equipment.
Yeah.
And plus the land's not 100% level. So, yeah, it's right on the edge.
Okay. I hope that skylight just stays really well installed under a bridge. I just hope that there is no bridge that just clips it up.
Well, I'm going to be super cautious, and you can actually use a roadmap. There's an actual roadmap for 4.6 metre high trucks. And they have to use this map, and they can't go anywhere off the designated line. So we'll do that over height 4.6 route guidance or something like that, I think.
We should look that up and put it in the notes because I think it's just better to have the safety, the feelings of safety.
Definitely.
Yeah, but I think it's still possible to move around. That's what I'm saying. Like, we just have to abide by something. Yeah. It's the same with as well. I believe you can go over 4.5. You just need very special permissions.
We just started talking about weight then. It was a bit hard to hear, but now we're just transitioning the conversation into the weight rating of the trailer. So we start talking about 4.5, and what we mean is 4.5 tonne. So here goes. I don't think so. If it's over I think with the tiny houses on wheels, if it's over the rating of the trailer, like if the trailer is rated to 4.5 and you go over, it's not roadworthy.
Okay, yep.
So then you can't move it on its own wheels. You'd have to put it on a lowrider.
Yeah.
Are you going to get it registered, or are you going to avoid it because you're in New South Wales?
It's going to be an unregistered vehicle for the rest of its life. And when we move it, you just get the unregistered vehicle permit to move it. And, I don't see there's any issue.
You can't do that in Victoria?
In Victoria, it's a different situation because it's a self-certifying, sort of like an honesty system. So we build it inside the registrability requirements, and then we call and upgrade the registered trailer to a registered caravan. And by doing that, we say that I, as the owner builder of my homemade caravan, certify that I have met the VSB1 standards. And it's good because you don't have to tow it in for an inspection. And some people might never weigh their tiny house because they aren't having to tow it in and get it inspected. And they're just saying that it is underweight. But if you're found to not be actually within that registration, then that's a legal culpability. So I think it's still good to stay within the specified so that you're right. So it's slightly different. And I know that with New South Wales you do have to go in and have it inspected on an annual basis after a particular point if it's registered in order to maintain your registration. So.
I don't really want to move it once a year. Rather just leave it.
If you can avoid that, that would be great.
It's an expensive proposition to do that.
No.
I haven't had any issues with getting the unregistered vehicle permit. And I even asked them, look, does it matter how old the trailer is? And they said, no, you can do it as long as you like. So and it's $24 every time you move it. So.
It's for 24 hours basically. So it's a pretty good system.
Nice, good, And tell me about the process of building so far. Have you come across any
injuries or mishaps or other than the setbacks of rain and stuff?
Okay, so for over a year it was fine. There was just maybe a couple scratches here and there, but
no. Yeah, I hurt my back. It was something really silly. I think I picked up a few too heavy things, and then I was just like cutting some wood on the grass, and just like I did a twisting movement, and I had a really bad sharp pain in the lower back, and I couldn't move for like, I don't know, probably like 20 minutes. I couldn't move at all. It was so painful.
Wow.
And then it took me probably a few months to, like, I was fine.
Couldn't lift anything for like more than 2 months. That's when we were putting up the frames. So
yeah, that was really bad timing.
Oh, you poor thing.
But yeah, I had to strengthen my back and just be really careful about the way I lift things and stuff, which I knew already, but sometimes, you know, it's just you do a little bit too much and it happens. But it wasn't so bad, because then, Deon, what did you do?
I may have slipped off the loft going on between the loft and the ladder and dislocated my shoulder.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
Probably 3 months ago. And it's...
Well...
Is it 3 months? Yeah.
Yeah, that was 3 months ago. That was like right before Christmas. And that was on the first day. So just before Christmas here, there was another lockdown. It was on the very first day of the lockdown. So we were still allowed to go to our tiny house because we're not too far.
It's in the same zone.
It's in the same zone. So we were allowed to work on it. But unfortunately, yeah, you fell and I saw the whole thing unfold and I was like, oh my God. Yeah. And at first we thought your arm was broken.
Yeah, I thought my arm was broken, but then it popped back in. I was like, oh, no, it's not broken. It's just dislocated.
Yeah.
But, yeah, the pain from that.
It's pretty bad.
It's been like 2 months of constant pain. It's only recently starting to get better.
Yeah. Goodness. That's awful.
Yeah. I think a break would have been better because it heals quicker than tendons and other stuff. So.
Yeah, it was a bit hard to deal with because it was just at the beginning of the holidays and we were like, oh, great, we have almost 2 weeks of like no work and we can really work hard and like get a head start. And I think we didn't do any work for at least a week and a half before you started to feel a little bit better.
Move my arm for a week.
Lucky it was raining those 2 weeks, so it actually wasn't too bad.
Yeah, I think it's good to share those things because it can be so demoralising, as you say, like right at the beginning of your period of time that was going to be dedicated and you were going to get all this work done and then whammo.
Yeah. You know, it's part of the whole experience and I guess maybe it helped me as well to step in for a few things like I had to do more power tool stuff and just take a little bit more responsibilities on some things with Deon's supervision, so that was a good way for me to do more things as well, but there's still a few things I can't really do by myself, so but yeah, it was a good way for me to learn a bit more.
And I guess the other thing that it would be good to mention is the loft that we designed. Fred really liked that we use the steel beams, the holding up the loft instead of wood.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why we did that is actually because the equivalent strength, so there's 60 mil beams, 60 by 30 or 35 steel beams, but the equivalent in wood is like 120 that you'd need. So we would have lost that much space. Yeah. So by using the steel, we could actually bring it down and the ceiling height was a lot higher.
Yeah, great. You get all that vertical profile. That's fantastic. Yeah. And I love it that you've got privacy up there with that half wall, or it's more than a half wall, isn't it? But you've got a lovely amount of privacy from the rest of the house and you've still got light because of your the ceiling light.
Makes a difference.
We figured that it'd be good to try and separate the space because if Marine's working from home and there's two people at home, you're going to need to have some sort of separation.
Yeah.
Because, I think the design that we're using with the stairs at the back makes a big difference.
Yeah.
You see a lot of people design it with the stairs going down into the kitchen.
Yeah.
And if you've ever walked around on like nice shiny wood with socks on at night, you know how slippery it is. I don't want to end up in the kitchen, dislocating an arm again.
Yeah, no more arms.
We just we did it round behind the bathroom, so you've actually got walls all the way upstairs.
Yeah, it's really it's super secure, isn't it? So you've just got something to hold on to as you're going down.
Yeah.
And tell me about any training that you took beforehand. Like, did you take any power tool training or anything, or are you just relying on your previous experience?
100% previous experience.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I looked up if there were like any like woodworking classes at TAFE or like some local stuff, and either it wasn't on anymore or everything was full, or it was really hard to find anything. So I didn't get to do anything, unfortunately, but I learned a lot from Deon, and I watched a few YouTube videos as you do, and but I really learned on the job, which is I think probably the best way to learn anyway. So it would have been nice to learn a bit more beforehand, but it's fine. Like I still learned a lot while doing it.
Also, the builder that was going to certify or that looked at all of the framework and everything like that, he's basically was on call. So if I ever got stuck or we ever got stuck on something, it's like, oh, I don't know how to do a door frame. I just call him up and he's like, oh, yeah, come down and he'll show us. So I had a look at doing the window frames and the door frame. I didn't really know how it all goes together and what type of wood you use.
Yeah.
So, he showed us a few things there.
And Deon's dad has been helping us a little bit as well. And if we really get stuck, we can kind of pick his brain and he can try to give us a solution or show us how to do it. So that's been helpful as well to have that resource if we need it.
Yeah, great. And has he been around like on weekends, or is it just when you call on him?
When we call on him, and during the week as well. He's retired, so if he's not busy doing something else, he'll come down and give us a hand, which is lovely.
Which is really nice, It's good to have that extra hand.
Much needed.
Yeah, that's so helpful. And how are you, what's your living situation whilst you're building?
Living at
my parents'
place.
Thanks, parents. We just need it, don't we? Need the leg up.
It's also because it's 15 minutes down the road from where we're building.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a convenience thing at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would be really hard if we had to rent somewhere.
Yeah, and here.
While building, like financially, and we're very grateful that we can stay at Deon's parents' house while we finish this build, and then we can move in here. So.
And what is your budget tracking at the moment?
It's going really good. I think our original budget was 40 grand, and I think we're at 45. Well, we knew we'd go over, but we at least try and aim for something.
Yeah.
I think we're about 45, but
we might reach 50 with all the like if we're going to build a deck and.
I didn't know how expensive decks are.
Yeah. They get really expensive.
Going to try and do it ourselves, but it's a few things like that will push the budget up.
Yeah,
I think we've done really good.
If we had this tiny house made by a builder, it would be easily probably
it'd be over
$100,000 because it's very custom and some materials are pretty expensive. So,
I think we're probably going to be around 50-55 once it's finished.
Yeah, and it's off grid.
Yeah,
it is. So we've been building off grid too. We've actually, when we needed a power tool that we can't run off the battery, we run a generator. So,
wow, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I'd say difficult.
Okay, that's pretty difficult.
It's problematic. You can't just turn on power and off you go. It's really, you got to plan ahead.
That's when you're like, oh, it would be so good to have like a big warehouse with a workshop and you can just live in everything next to the house.
Oh, no rain if it's in a workshop.
And no rain.
No rain.
Yeah, the rain has been a little bit slowing us down. Yeah, because we need the outdoor to cut things and build things. When it rains, we can't do that. Like we have to do everything inside the tiny house, and if we need to like cut long pieces of wood or things like that, then it's a bit hard to do that when it rains. So yeah.
So have you done the whole build outdoors?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, everything outdoors. Yeah.
We managed to get the roof on. Part of the roof on before too much rain. I think we just finished, was it a week and a half of rain, constant rain for a week and a half or something.
Yeah.
And not light rain, it's just been heavy the whole time.
Yeah, wow. You're really up against it, aren't you? I mean, you've had floods and a pandemic and...
I mean, you need the rest day sometimes as well, because we tend to try to fit everything in, and then it's like, oh, actually, kind of need a day off today. So that's a good way as well to force ourselves to take a bit of time off and then go back into the build.
Yeah, that's nice. It's good to pace yourself. When do you think you will be finished?
That's a good question.
Just pick a date and add 2 months.
Yeah, that's always that.
I was going to say 2 months would be good.
Yeah.
So what's that for then? I'd like to say 2 months.
Yeah.
It's a little bit optimistic.
Maybe 3.
We've written a list on like what are the essentials we need, the minimum, to be able to move in.
Yeah.
Because once you move in, you've got a lot more time, like in the morning and afternoon, that you could do little bits here and there. And I think that would actually help us. So we're working on that.
I would just suggest finishing everything that requires a power tool before you move in, because they do not go well in a small space when you're living there.
That's a great idea.
Little bits of painting you can do, but really, like, you need sort of like a room, as you've got now, dedicated to the tools, which is your bathroom.
Yeah.
And the mess. Fred's advice frequently is whatever you get up to then and you move in, it pretty much stays that way. Like you sort of have to move out again to complete everything, because you've got to bring in all the tools and make the mess and then start again. And you're not likely to do that if you've got food on the bench. So he's like, just take an extra week, finish everything and move in when it's really done.
It's a good advice.
Yeah, that's good advice.
Well, how about you let us know when you're finished and you're in the house. Have a glass of champagne and another interview as like a little housewarming.
Yeah, that'd be
that
great.
Would be so good. Yeah, I'm so excited about that.
Well, you could have some gin.
Oh, yes,
Definitely.
Yeah, like a gin and tonic.
Well, I guess, I know that you guys have a small distillery making fabulous gin that I've sampled 2 bottles of already. Ridiculous. Yeah, but can you tell us a little bit about what makes it so special?
Yeah.
So we're making gin and whiskey actually from surplus unsold bread. So we're trying to reduce food waste, which also reduces the carbon emissions.
Right.
And we found that a lot of the bakeries just on the northern beaches, and they give out they throw away so much bread at the end of the day. And we decided to try and turn that into alcohol, and we're making a gin out of it, and we've put some whiskey down, which takes 2 years.
Oh.
We're still working on some more gins using different fruits as well.
Yeah.
Which they wouldn't be able to sell normally. So
yeah, trying to create something that's like really delicious and for people to enjoy, and we're trying to be as eco-friendly as we can and
sustainable.
So yeah, that's a really fun adventure that we started as well with the distillery, and we really want to like spend more time on it as well. So we're like, we got to finish this house so we can spend more time on the distillery. But
really ethical projects. You guys are so busy. You fully launched Hang Ten Distillery in the same time that you're building your tiny house.
I know. Well, actually, we like, how everything had to kind of slow down with COVID, and like especially the first few months where it was kind of like a semi-lockdown state, and I think if we didn't have that time to really slow down, it would have been really difficult to get those 2 things off the ground. So in a way, the pandemic kind of helped us a little bit to do all of this. So
it's so great. Thanks so much, Deon and Marine, for sharing all your journey so far. It's fascinating to hear, and I think it'll be really helpful for people to hear what you've shared already. Yeah.
Catch Deon and Marine on their Instagram channels. They've got Tiny Surf House and Hang 10 Distillery. Music for the episode is by Scott Buckley, and I'm your host, Shannon Schultz from Fred's Tiny Houses. Candid Tiny House is brought to you by Fred's Tiny Houses and How to Build a Tiny House, the Australian online course, which you can find at tinyhouseuniversity.com.au. We recorded this episode on Jara country and we pay our respects to the Dja Dja Wurrung people. Please share this episode with anybody you think might benefit from it, and we'll see you next time. Stay candid.